So it's right around that time of year, prom season. I thought it'd be fun to share my prom stories. I went to three proms in my life: fifth grade, eighth grade, and 12th grade, senior year of high school, of course. And I would say I don't really remember much from my fifth grade prom. All I remember is that it was in the gym of my school, and it was during the middle of the day, like during school hours, like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. And it was just, a bunch of 11-year-olds dancing and having a good time. I remember having a lot of fun. And I think there was a photo booth. I was taking pictures with a bunch of people. I don't think I have the pictures anymore, but I remember being in the photo booth. I remember they gave us like these cool little glasses that we wore, and the music was good. They had fruit punch. And that's it. That's all I remember from fifth grade. Oh yeah, there was a girl that I wanted to go with me. But she not only didn't want to go to prom with me, but she fucking hated my guts. Like, after I said that I liked her, she wanted nothing to do with me ever again and never talked to me after that. And that lasted through middle school and high school, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, that bitch is fucking crazy. Anyway, eighth grade prom, I remember a lot more. And that was, I had fun. I was dancing and having the time of my life, or at least trying to, but this girl that I was in love with, she was the first girl I ever fell in love with. I fell for her in sixth grade, and I still had feelings with her through like the 10th grade in high school. I was crushed, and that sinking feeling in your chest, I'm feeling it right now, not because I still care about this person, but just because, like, just reliving it and thinking about it. It was horrible, and I was dancing with my friends and trying to have a good time, but as soon as I saw her and I saw her dancing with that guy, I just had to get out the dance floor, sit, and I was just like fucking whew, like I just instantly flipped. I just became so depressed, and I didn't really enjoy myself for the rest of the night. Even though I knew that she was going to go to prom with him, just seeing it with my eyes, it felt so different, and it felt horrible. Even though there were like a whole bunch of girls that wanted to dance with me and everything, she was the only person I was thinking about that whole night. Wasn't thinking about my friends, wasn't thinking about all the attention I was getting, like positive attention, because I was like the life of that part. Like, I was dancing like crazy. There's a DVD actually that I still have of my eighth grade prom, me just going fucking wild. Like, I was known back then for being a really good dancer and being like the life of the party. But I wanted her. I didn't want anything else. I just wanted her. I didn't get to have her. And the crazy thing is, she knew how upset I was and how devastated I felt. She saw me sitting down on the table alone and just feeling sad, and she knew. She knew it was because of her. She actually sat down and like asked me if I was okay. And like she was just such a great person, Obviously, she didn't feel anything for me. I felt so much for her. She felt nothing for me, but that's just normal. You're not going to always care about someone just because they care about you. So, but I remember like my mom picking me up and me just being sad the whole night, couldn't stop thinking about her, dancing with another guy and being with another guy, and I didn't really have fun as a result of that. And then I think my high school prom was even worse. There was a different girl that I wanted to go with me, and I didn't even ask her out because she was already dating another guy, and I'm like, ah, fuck. She's another person that meant a lot to me, and she, again, didn't feel the same way. And I actually wasn't going to go to prom because I'm like, going to prom without a date is just so sad because there's so many of my friends are going with a date. I feel like a third wheel. I just feel weird being there. But my friends convinced me to go. They said, you have to go, man. Like, there's no, like, you have to go to prom. You're only going to have one high school prom. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. Fine, I'll go. And I was dressed up really nice. I had a nice white tuxedo, and I looked really good, but I had no date. And that made me feel like lesser than and inferior to everybody else. I mean, there were a good amount of people that went without a date, but I just felt weird, My two best friends had dates, and I felt like a third wheel the entire time. I didn't enjoy myself at all during that. Like, I was trying to dance and try to live in the moment, but I just wasn't feeling it, wasn't vibing. And then, to make matters worse, those same friends ditched me for an after party that I wasn't allowed in. and that fucking sucked. I went home at like midnight or 12:30 while they were getting shit faced and having the time of their life at some dude's house at the after party. Like, fuck. Yeah, I did not have a good time. I really didn't. I hated that. And I felt shitty about I remember feeling so awful about myself. Like, why can't I be a normal person like everyone else that has a date for prom? It was sad. It was very, very, very sad. Um, but I will say, looking back, I don't regret going because I think I would have regretted not going even more, if that makes any sense. As much as I didn't really have fun or enjoy myself that much, but that was my own fault. I could have just, blocked all that shit out and just, had fun. But I think the after party thing is really what upset me and really set me off. I'm like, wow, I can't even, yeah. Uh, so those are my sad prom stories. I know nothing really exciting or fun, but the fruit punch was pretty good at the 5th grade. I remember that. So that was fun.